Hey, what's going on, y'all? In today's video, we're going to be reacting to Life of Riza's, whichever one. The mindset shift that changed my 20s. For those of y'all who don't know, I am also in my 20s, and I watched some of her videos before. They're really all well put together. They all look like movies, like you can tell she knows what she's doing. And let's see what she has to say, man. Looks like it's going to be one of those like educational, like sharing her experience type of videos. I'm curious to see what she has to say, man.
We'll see each other again soon.
I hope so.
We will. I know we will.
Okay. Call me, okay?
I will. Take care. Bye. Bye. See ya. See ya.
Yeah, it looks like a movie, man.
I just got back from a trip to LA. I've been traveling a lot lately, and well, it's been...
Bro, I got on overalls too, man. That's wild. No, I did not prepare for this video, bro, I promise. That's crazy.
fun. I'm very happy to be home. While I was there, I met up with a new creator friend, Megan Tan, in person for the first time ever. It was such an adventure, and I think we had an even better time than we thought we would. Today, I want to talk about the one mindset shift that completely changed my 20s. For the past several years, I've had this personal motto that goes, say yes now, figure it out later. I've talked about it once on here before, and it is a...
You see, I can see where she's coming from with that, but like, there's definitely some situations where you can say yes and get into a lot of trouble, right? You don't want to say yes to anything, but I can understand where she's coming from in the sense of like, always be looking for opportunities and jump in and just have faith. I can understand that part, but there's definitely some stuff I said yes to and then got myself in a lot of trouble. So I got, you know what I'm saying, take it with a grain of salt. I like the advice, but it can't be applied to everything, I don't think. I know where she's coming from though, you know.
A motto that I hold very close to my heart and has been responsible for many events in my life. It's my little tattoo on my wrist, and I cannot believe it's already been 2 years since I got this thing. That's crazy. A lot has changed since then, and I always find it very interesting to revisit themes at different phases in my life and see if it's still relevant, if things have changed, or if it's reinforced. And for this in particular, there have been a few things that have reminded me of it. When I had first come up with the phrase, figure it out later, it was after I had dropped out of college and was slowly finding my way in the world.
I promise you I did not prepare for this video, but I literally dropped out of college too. Like, yeah, I made a few videos about it, talking about it. I literally dropped out of college too, and I had a similar mindset, you know, just figure it out, you know. I just knew that college wasn't for me, and I was willing to do whatever to get out of there, man, because if you think about it, man, college, you got to give up your time, money, and energy to go work for somebody else. 4 years, if not more, of your time, money, and energy to go work for somebody else. And I didn't like that deal. I didn't like that trade-off. So it's like, okay, if I'm gonna spend 4 years, if not more, of my time, money, and energy, I'd rather work for myself. You get what I'm saying? And then YouTube is a big part of that. I think she had a similar mindset. Like, anyone who drops out of college just knows, like, that's not a good trade-off, especially in the U.S., man. It's too expensive, bro, but it's not worth it.
I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but I wasn't great at putting myself out there. I cared way too much about what people thought, I was way too in my head about some things, and I struggled to really find my voice.
Facts.
And throughout this time, Figure It Out was my anchor. It was a way of reminding myself to just make a decision and I will figure it out when I get there. Sort of having this trust in yourself while taking these leaps of faith. And periodically, it will pop in and out of my life. I think we inherently know when we connect with the idea of something. It feels exciting and terrifying all at once. But before we even have the chance to pursue it, we often hold ourselves back because we don't know how it will turn out.
Yeah.
When Megan asked me to go on a trip to the West Coast, there was a moment where I felt hesitant to go. It had been a while since I've done anything like that. We had only just begun to know each other, and I was considering saying no. But you never know what an opportunity will lead to, and you never know how impactful something will be till after you've done it. There could be a
Alright, so speaking on that, you never know how impactful something will be, right? Going back to what I said earlier, man, you can say yes to these things, but, you know, just like she said, man, you don't know. It could go either way. I can testify for going both ways. There's plenty of opportunities I took where it went really well, and there's, you know, some opportunities I took and I just fumbled it. It set me back months, if not some things I done fumbled. It set me back years. So I guess that's just life, man. I would still recommend people take risks and opportunities, but be prepared for what it comes with, man. That's all I'm saying.
million different things that could make it the wrong choice. But you only need a few good reasons for it to be right.
There you go, yeah.
When it comes to these giant leaps of faith, quitting your job, taking the trip, meeting someone for the first time, it always leads back to this 4-letter word, risk.
Yeah.
Beautiful outside. There was a period of my life where I was feeling very stagnant. I wasn't meeting new people or experiencing new things, but I was also not putting myself out there at the same time. It's so easy to be comfortable in your bubble, but I think it's also important not to take it too far. And it's not about saying yes to everything, but it's important to know when something will be a healthy push. It can be intimidating to open yourself up, to show the world who you are and not know how it's going to be received.
This place.
But we're never going to know what's on the other side unless we're willing to take that first step and see where that tells us where to go next. The beauty of putting yourself out there is that it also forces you to be adaptable.
Let's take at least a few seconds to acknowledge the great videography here, man. Like, I don't even know how she even got some of these angles, man. Like, the one just a second ago, she was like on a mountain or something. How did you even get that? I'm assuming that's her right there. If that's her, that's like, she had to put the camera down, run over there, film the video, and run back up and get the camera. Like, assuming that's her though, right? If it's not, then it's like, okay, whatever. But regardless, the videography here it's top tier, man. I'm trying to get like that.
Forces you to be adaptable and creative in ways you may have not expected.
Sunny California.
It opens you up to seeing things in a different way, learning from different people, and maybe even finding things you weren't even looking for. There will always be some level of risk involved when it comes to doing something completely out of the ordinary from what we're used to. But honestly, I think that's just the name of the game. And depending on what season of life we're in, it's either going to be a yes or a no. And I think both answers are valid. It depends just where you're at in life. And if it's a yes, then sometimes it'll work, and sometimes it won't. But either way, you'll learn something from it.
I like that. Because even what I was just talking about earlier, you know, the things that I've, you know, fumbled and took a losses on, I still learned. Maybe a better, wiser, stronger person. And even if you say, let's say it went well, okay, it's a win-win, you know what I mean? So, I like the advice she's giving, man.
My creative journey so far has been full of moments where I had to try different things and experiment, whether it was collaborating with new people, exploring different styles, or diving into new formats. Many of the ideas that I had this year, including my collab with Megan, have been made possible with the support of Epidemic Sound, who has provided me with so much of my soundtrack over the past year. So a huge link in my description.
It's in the description, man.
There's a certain naive confidence you have when you just enter your 20s, unlike any other part of your life. It's the easiest to lose and the longest to get back. And if there was one part of that era I could take to the next, I think it probably would be that. It is quite the claim that this is the mindset that helped me navigate my 20s out of everything else. But looking back, I can't imagine all the things I would have missed out on, and all the things that led to another since then. It is truly one of the few themes in my life that keep on reoccurring. in between all the years and different contexts and routes. And each time still holds this universal truth, that it starts with what you think you can do, but ends with finding out. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was very fun to revisit a topic and see where I was at with it. Safe to say, my trip to California
I did enjoy the video.
With Megan was not a disaster. In fact, it was the complete opposite. I guess you got to see a little bit of the behind the scenes in this video, but Megan made a beautiful video while we were on our trip in California. So
yeah, it's like they had a lot of fun. I can agree with a lot of stuff she said here. I'm also, in my 20s, starting this, journey and whatnot, dropping out of college as well, wearing overalls just like her. A lot of stuff I can relate to on this video, and I did not prepare for it, I promise. But yeah, moral of the story, man, I feel like you should take risks, even if it seems scary. You know what you're capable of, what you can do, what you want to do. I would say just, take that risk and just figure it out, man. Just like what Riza said. Me starting this YouTube channel was a risk. And, I'm just getting started. As of making this video, I'm maybe like about to be 4 months into this YouTube stuff. Pretty much brand new. And if you look at my previous videos, you can see this is my second reaction, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just experimenting, trying different things, I'm definitely gonna switch it up, maybe again, try a different format of video, see how it does. And just continue to grow and evolve, man. That's all I know how to do. But with that said, y'all, hope you have a blessed day. I'm out.